Welcome, friends. Today is November 5th, 2025, to a scrappy Wednesday. We're up $24 today. Did that sound like a bot? Welcome, friends. We got up late, way late today. So we weren't up into the market until about noon Eastern, which is about 9:37 our time. We didn't see anything in the morning because we thought there was going to be a lot of losers. Yes, friends, we we looked at the market at 2 a.m. Pacific, 4 a.m. Pacific, and nothing seemed good. Everybody's going to lose. Stay away. Keep your money. Don't try it yet until the market gets better. Get financial help and practice on the simulator. It's the only way to go for beginner traders like us. So our P&L was up 24 bucks. I forgot to add the graphic there, but we're up $24 on a single trade. For the month, we're up $56. We're green the first 3 days of November, which is really good. Small amounts. I want to point out one trade on LNAI, $24, but look, 1,000 shares and only a 2-cent spread there. We made 2 cents off of that trade. I was going for 5, but we took the 2 cents when it was difficult to get out. So you can see here we started 9:37 Pacific, 12:37 on the Eastern Coast, right in the middle of their lunch. And we're looking at MTC, which was had the highest volume. Down in the bottom right-hand corner, I put up the market indicators that I use, the symbols that I use to check market sentiment. And the SPY was moving up and had moved all the way back up to $6.80, $4, and NVIDIA was also moving up from 197 to 201. If you like our videos, like and subscribe. It costs absolutely nothing to hit the thumbs up. Please do that. Certainly helps the channel out. And so at least that portion of the market was looking bullish, slightly bullish. But we were looking for small caps, of course, and MTC just wasn't happening for us. This chart didn't inspire any confidence. So we began looking at LNAI at 9:43, 9:45 a.m., but that still didn't inspire any confidence with us. And this is 9:45 a.m. Pacific. And as I'm doing this recap, DTCK. Yesterday on the live, the Vian Philippe brought up this stock, and it was hovering around right below $4. And overnight kicked up, and in the morning it sold. Look at that, 632 high. So it looks like it's gonna. It's having issues at these levels, but it looks like it's moving up. This is, of course, would probably be a long-term hold. It's a food company involved in sugar, oil, and rice. So we continue to switch back and forth, looking for stocks and looking for opportunities. I'm not finding them, and it's one of the reasons why I didn't get on this morning. I wanted to do a live, but what I saw this morning at around 2:30, I think, just sucked, to be honest. And at 4 a.m. likewise, and at 5 a.m. I think I checked it 3 times. So LNAI had news, and we started to take an interest right here at 9:48 a.m. And it's now 10:56 a.m. Pacific as I do this recap. And the stock went all the way up to 134, and now it has sold off. It's back down to 120. So we started to watch it. We drew our channel lines there of what we were thinking, of what was possible. And the volume was just completely, if you look at the top left, time in sales, it begins to slow down. I mean, really slow down, which, of course, it's that time of day, right? And I really wasn't looking for anything. I thought, you know what, maybe we get a little excitement in the SPY and NVIDIA and the tech stocks come back and people start buying and scooping up bargains, and maybe that'll lead the small caps higher. But it didn't seem to like it was happen. It was going to happen. Now it may happen a little later in the day, or maybe even tomorrow might be the day for recovery. But right now, the only thing I see is LNAI. And we still have about $1,300 that we could go in and dabble a little bit. But you know what? We took a good trade today. We pulled $24 out of a very scrappy trade. And we're going to take that. We're going to close shop and go do whatever we need to do the rest of the day and enjoy the rest of our day and come back. And for beginner traders, one of the hardest things to do, we've talked about it, is discipline. And so some of the things that you have to do is reinvent yourself and look for other ways that if you absolutely have to make money. And something that I thought about yesterday was one of the things why it's been a little bit easier for me in the past 3 weeks to be more disciplined. And I hadn't thought about this. When I first started, I put in like $50 so I could use a simulator. Then I funded $500 and started with that. That seemed very low. I upped it to $600 and eventually up to $1,000, $1,500, like that, and kept adding money. And of course, once I started trading more heavily at the beginning of the year, I started to lose money, and you have to put more money in. So one of the things when you start out with a small account, let's say you put in between $600 and $1,000, your objective is to grow that account. And from all the YouTubers that we see, these folks are able to grow $600 accounts, into thousands of dollars. And we actually believe that that is possible for us as beginning traders. So we're too eager to grow our account that we tend to take trades that really don't matter and that are not going to give us that growth. Once you have a little bit more than $2,500 in your account, $2,800, nearing $3,000, your objective is now not to, you want to grow that account, but the primary objective becomes keeping that amount, not losing it. So you guard it more carefully. So one of the things that you have to do when you start out with a small account, $600 to $1,000, is guard it like a bulldog. So you don't take willy-nilly trades. It's really, really important. So you have to be more careful. So today's trade, the video is long. We had 23 minutes. But the reason is because I wanted to show you guys LNAI and see the process that I went through. And you saw me there trying to change that template. I changed the template back and forth, and looks like I finally settled on 11 cents up, 7 cents down that I'm willing to lose. So as I look here, I see the stock, a nice drop there, but I don't see a drop below all the way down to 102. So I'm thinking that 102 is good support, but I don't see it going past 115. So I'm thinking that 114 might be the sweet spot as to where you can get some money. So if I'm going to get in here, I'm going to make that template to the point where I don't lose anything below 102. It stops me out. And then if it jumps, then very quickly gets me out and with a few pennies. And then I was starting to take, I was thinking about only taking 10 shares. And I said, I'm just going to do a trial, right? A starter. And then I increased that to 240 shares. And I said, no, let's be a little bit more adventurous. And then as I continue to watch it, my objective here is to see what it does, how it moves up, how it moves down, and take a look at the number of bids versus the asks. And the sellers on the active ladder around 110, 111 were in the 40,000s. Huge. And even though there were buyers, the buyers were a little bit lower. And it took a while for the sellers to move out of the way and allow this stock to move. And even as we're speaking right now, it has picked up again from 120 and it's at 133 and it's 11:03 a.m. Pacific. So nearing the just past the 1 p.m. hour in the East Coast. So it had good news. Had positive. I really don't read the content of the news, whether it's good or bad. The only ones I avoid are those symbols where the news are about listing and delisting. Those I completely avoid. I just don't touch those at all. But this is a bio firm, and it looks like it may go up. So good for those that are in it. And notice this is a long wait, and it's like if you're a hunter, right? You're gonna go out and hunt game. You're gonna camouflage yourself. You're gonna sit out there, and you have to sit and wait. If you're a fisherman, you're gonna have to go out there, and you're gonna have to, put that bait on and sit back and until the fish get hungry, right? And the same thing with the market. You have to sit here and you have to wait and look for your opportunity. And so at this point, I have my mouse right over the buy bid button there because I'm looking for that opportunity as to where it's going to go. The only thing that makes me hesitate right here is the volume. You can see time and sales is moving very, very slowly. And one of the problems in playing the stock market at this hour with such low volume, you'll see it when after I take the trade and I try to get out, it's very difficult to get out. I had to use the flatten all command button in order to finally flush out a sell because I couldn't get a sell. So those are the dangers. And if you also look at time and sales, the quantities, the folks that are buying low quantities. There's a 2,000 seller there, but mostly people are buying 200, 400, 300, small buyers and small sellers. So that doesn't inspire confidence when you're taking trades. The good thing about practicing during this time, you could go in and practice with one share, and the market moves slow enough to where you can manage it and you can see what's going on. You can move your eyes from the level 2 to the chart, to the 5-minute chart, to the tick mark chart, 10-second chart, and be able to make decisions and be able to react. The problem is the speed of the market where momentum is in pre-market and mostly at the open. So I missed the pre-market. I didn't think it was good enough. I saw a couple of folks take some trades and they didn't seem that great. So I was happy when I came on at 9:37. I said, oh yeah, I had it right on. It didn't look like there was much of anything to be had. But yet yesterday, we only made $11, and that was on an option play. Today I looked at options on the SPY, since it's moving up to 680. But it looks like it's just hovering and sitting there. It doesn't look like whales are coming in, like they've completely bought into the fact that they can buy these dips, that they may go further down. So we have to be cautious in the next 2 days, especially in small caps. What we're going to see is bears trying to take advantage of the fact that we see news and we jump in and they sell off. They buy and sell. And right here, I took my mouse off the buy bid button because not only was it trending down, but I began to see this pattern here. And this pattern does not look bullish to me yet. It looks bearish. And even as we speak at 11:08 a.m. Pacific, LNAI has hit $1.40. It's actually $1.38 now. And this chart may be delayed. I'm not using Thinkorswim to look at it. I'm using a website that's tracking. So for you beginners, especially in this type of market where it's not bullish at all, one of the best things that you can do is stay away. There's no need for you to come and trade. If you wait a week, a few days, you come back, you look at it, you test it, maybe with one share, and if the momentum's there, if the bullishness is there, then you begin to trade. But the market's not going to go away. And if you jumped in here into the stock market to make money because you need it right away, I've got bad news for you. That ain't going to happen. This is not a place where you're going to quickly jump in and start making money like the folks you typically see on YouTube. It takes time to learn. It could take some folks years. So I continue to see here, and what has me bothered here is that green line, that it looks like it's trending down, the green dot line. But down below the zero lag, you'll see that I drew a line there. And the purpose of that line is for me to look at the volume down there and have that histogram go, try to reach that line or go past it. And that's when I see possibility for this stock. And it looks like I picked the right stock. And sometimes it doesn't matter what time of the day you jump in. You just got to pick the stock that has patterns and has potential. And you may not be in at the right time. So if you tried this when the news were up in pre-market, perhaps you made some money, but it sold off. And then in the open, it didn't do much. I got on at 9:37. It's now 10 o'clock. So we've been in about 17 minutes watching it and not taking any trades. We're waiting for our entry. We want to be sure that when we go in, we're going to have a slight winner. And even as we speak, it wants to hit the $1.50 mark. It just hit 148. And I'm not telling you guys to go in and jump in. I'm not jumping in. I'm avoiding it. I don't need to. I got $24 for the day and I'm green. I don't need to go back in and risk those $24 or risk being red or even worse. So LNAI, maybe I sold it too soon, or I should have jumped back in and should have waited, but I needed to do the recap. And there'll be other opportunities. If not tomorrow, maybe next week, Friday, I don't know. So here it starts to move. And now notice that I changed the quantity into 1,000. I still have my template. And now I'm looking for the entry. And I'm looking for 4 or 5 cents, even though I put 11 on the template there. And I'm looking on the active window there. I'm looking, my stop is around 103 and my sell limit is around 120. which seems a little bit high because I was only looking to squeeze out a few pennies. Of course, that big red tail bar there makes me think about it, but I'm still looking at the volume down below at the zero lag. So it still hasn't quite moved up there. And as I looked at this volume here, the volume, the histogram down there at the zero lag starts to move less. But now it starts to pick up. So I was in very early into what I thought would be a move and an opportunity. Had I held it, probably would have made a lot more money. But hey, what I'm most happiest about, let's say I miss making $100 more, right? That does not equate the great experience I had today with this trade, in the fact that I picked the right template, I picked the right stock, I picked the right entry, and you could say I panic sold, but I got out a green winner. And that's what we have to work for. We have to work towards those things. Not so much the amount of money, but the quality of the trade, how well we execute. Those are the important things to do, because if you can create a model and a method out of doing something like this, you can then apply it to other stocks. Use the criteria that you applied here. You apply it to the other symbol. It doesn't fit your style, then you let it go. You find one that fits that style, that method, you apply it, and you'll get a winner there. And then the amount of shares that you enter with can be fluctuated to the point where you can start making a lot more money. So here we're about to get in. I slowed this down to about 40% because it was very quick trade. And if you guys have hung on to here and watched it, I thank you very much. Remember to hit the like button. So right here, we pick our entry. We're looking for $1.17 up. We're willing to lose $30 down to $1.09, but we don't think that's going to happen. As a matter of fact, I don't even move the stops. And remember, this is slowed down 40%, and it moved very quickly. So once I see the amount higher there than $10, I'm confident that this is a good trade, and I've taken a good trade, and I'm not going to overstay my welcome. And I try to sell, and it won't. Either I didn't press the button. You see here, I'm canceling, and I'm trying to sell at the ask. And I'm not getting any takers at 15. And so I decided to cancel, and I said, you know what? I'm getting out. Everybody have a wonderful day.